This was the worst Canelo performance in Canelo Alvarez history. And win or loss. Let me say this. It is 7:18 a.m. over in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia right now. Real time. It is 12:18 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the States. I'm T3 Controversy with Fight View 360, and I can see a lot clearer now that Terrence Crawford, who's there, by the way, can beat Canelo Alvarez. This was one of the worst fights. Well, put it this way. It's the worst fight of Canelo's career. And it's concerning because, you know, despite the fact that his opponent, William Scull, didn't come there to win, he came there to survive, this was a very close fight. For example, I can't wait to show you the punch stats because in Canelo's fight against Floyd Mayweather, he landed 117 punches on Floyd. The lowest punch output he's ever had in a 12-round fight, or lowest punches landed, was 84. That was against Dimitri Bivol. Now, you can say, well, William Scull was running around and didn't want to fight, but there was times where Canelo could have let his hands go and he didn't. Now, you can argue maybe it's the time zone, fighting in a different country, Saudi Arabia, whatever the case may be. You know, the arena, wasn't nobody there. It was a horrible performance by Canelo. And with the way things are looking, I'm going to be very honest. Let's see what the people are saying before we listen to the cards. Maybe he'll fight up to the level of competition when he fights Crawford because the fight's already done, and it's already done. Unless something crazy happens on these cards, it's already done. It's going to be taking place in September, and it may be on Netflix. And it's going to be a lot of other super fights on that card as well. By the way, here's the crowd, and look at the numbers. 56 punches landed by Canelo. 55 by William Scull. 152 thrown over 12 rounds by Canelo Alvarez. A stinker, a stinker, a stinker. A smelly. Listen, I'm trying to find the clean end of the turd to try to be like, you know what? But, you know, how can you redeem this? Now, remember, I used to be Mexican until I did my ancestry and I found out I don't got like no Mexican in me. Nowhere. In fact, I'll show you what I mean. So this is not a race thing. I get it. I always have some jackasses coming in here. Oh, you know, you're going to root for the black fighter and yada, yada, yada. I got no Jamaican nowhere. I mean, I got no Mexican in me nowhere. I thought I had a little bit. But I can't wait to hear these cards. Let's listen in.
We go to the scorecards. The winner will be the undisputed super middleweight
champion of the world. I got a little bit of Spain.
Here are the score totals.
Close to the Mexicans I'm going to get.
115, 113. Ron McNair has it 116, 112. And Denrick's top dozen has it 119 to 109. All three scores go to the winner by unanimous
All three
decision.
Weird cards, too.
Canelo!
Ooh, that was scary. Did your heart drop a little bit when you heard this?
115,
my heart kind of dropped in my nutsack a little bit. Look at the Chinaman in Australia. I mean, in Saudi Arabia.
As Saúl Canelo Alvarez didn't exactly take William Scull to school
my heart
tonight, but he does
almost dropped.
Again.
All I heard was 119, 109.
Into my stomach. Let's listen into what Canelo has to say in a post-fight interview with Chris Mannix.
A win, I guess. On to the next, and that will likely be a mega fight.
I wonder if he's going to call out Canelo if they're going to face off in the ring. Wait. Oh, here we go.
In the ring, please. We want to do something.
They're going to announce it. They're going to announce it.
Excuse me. Come on, Crawford.
Uh-oh.
Where is the belt? Just a minute, just a minute.
Uh-oh. It's happening. Let's size him up.
We do 2 special ring belt. This is the first one.
This is a part of their plan to take over boxing.
For Canelo.
Ooh, it's gonna get. I apologize that I can't show the whole thing because they'll copyright me. So we'll just listen in for now. It's happening. They got a new belt that they're unveiling. Hurry up, Rick Reno. He's got to put the gloves on to touch it.
This is for today, not for tomorrow. There is another one for September.
Ooh. Ooh, they got a new belt. Ooh, look at the little. Ooh.
100% gold.
100% gold.
And now we want to do the face-off for the fight of the century. The fight is September between the 2 great fighters in our generation, Canelo Álvarez and Crawford. It will be in the stadium in Las Vegas in the 12th of September, inshallah.
The stadium in Vegas. Okay. Can't beat that with a bat. Can't beat that with a bat. All right. Let's see what they say on social media.
Here it is, the official face-off. The date, September 12, Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. For the undisputed super middleweight championship of the world, Saúl Canelo Álvarez versus Bud Crawford.
You got to give it to Saudis. Al Heyman couldn't put it together. However, Turkey couldn't deliver us David Benavidez, though, so, you know, goes both ways. Oh, got to mute that. So, listen, I'm excited for it. And the way Canelo looked tonight, it gives me more hope that Crawford, as you can see, Crawford's already bigger than Canelo. And Canelo's rehydrated and everything. Obviously, Crawford is going to have some issues with if he could take the power of Canelo, because he's been buzzed by smaller fighters all the way down to Yurkis Gamboa. You know, Diri Jean, Iglitis Kavalaskis. You know, but with this low punch output, Canelo, and listen to this. Crawford is about 4 years older than Canelo. Oh, hold on. We want to listen to Chris Mannix in the post-fight interview.
Undisputed super middleweight champion. Had to work hard out there to get that win tonight. What'd you think of that performance?
Oh, that's why I don't like to fight that kind of guys, you know? They can just to survive, to go to the 12th round. And that's why I don't like them. I hope September coming in other kind of fight.
When you heard one of the judges say 115, 113, what did you think?
You don't know. You know, with that kind of fights, anything you can say is, for me, it's a boring fight. You know, like a fighter not try to win or just try to survive, and I hate that kind of fighters.
You knew that he was going to try to move around a lot. Was he trickier to figure out than you originally thought?
No, they do even more than I thought. But it's okay. We win. And we are here with 2 times undisputed champion, and I'm grateful to fight here in Saudi Arabia. And thank you, everybody, for coming to support me, my family, my friend, everybody. And like always I say, Viva Mexico, cabrones!
This is a new experience for you, fighting in Saudi Arabia for the first time, fighting at 6 a.m. probably for the first time. How did your body adjust during this fight?
No, you know, I come 3 weeks before because of that, to adapt myself to this time, everything. I'm okay. I'm a champion. I'm a professional, so that's no excuse and anything.
You knew what was coming if you won this fight. That was a crack at this man, two-time undisputed champion Bud Crawford. How are you feeling about that fight?
No, I feel great. You know, Crawford is one of the best out there, and you know, I like to share the ring with that kind of fighters, and it's my pleasure.
He wasn't saying that shit 2 years ago.
Winning this fight over the years. Originally, you didn't want it. Why is now the right time for this fight?
You know, everybody is asking for the fight. My Nino Turkey Al-Ashi won it, so that's why we are here.
Congratulations, Canelo. Brilliant performance.
Thank you.
Bud, we'll turn to you. You waited a long time for this fight to happen. You came.
I'm the best. That's why. That's why everybody gonna come and watch September 12th.
All right, Bud. Good luck on September 12th.
Thank you.
Guys.
So listen.
All right, Sergio.
So listen. We can say, okay, Crawford, his last fight against, let me see if they updated it on, yep, yes, they did. They updated it. We can say that Crawford struggled against his last opponent, Israel Madrimov. And you can say by the time he gets into the ring with Canelo, it'll be, a year layoff, 13 months by the time he fights Canelo, and he'll be jumping up a significant weight. I mean, when you think at just in 2023, he was at 147 pounds, and now, listen, 147, 154, 160, up to 168. Now, I've said it before in previous videos. Canelo is, in my opinion, a 160-pounder that found opportunities and exploited him at 168 pounds. However, the bigger threats at 168 pounds, like a guy like David Benavidez or maybe even a David Morrell, who both were mandatories at one point, he chased them out of the division. He's been throwing Dimitri Bivol name around ever since he lost to Dimitri Bivol, but I just think that he's never going to fight Bivol again. At one point in time, remember, before he met Bivol, he was on his way up to cruiserweight to fight Makabu or even Badou Jack, after Badou Jack beat Makabu. Badou Jack won on the undercard, by the way, over Noel Mikaelian. So when you look at it, right, look at it like this, right? Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Caleb Plant, I'm sorry. Caleb Plant's gotten better, but I never was high and thought that Caleb Plant was a special type of fighter. And he's the type of fighter that really didn't have the power or the conditioning to keep Canelo off of him. He didn't have the movement like a William Scull tonight, even though William Scull didn't have anything else. Golovkin, by the time he fought him in the third fight, well, Golovkin was cooked. And then that money, I believe, got to Golovkin. John Ryder at 168 pounds. How high do you rank him? Jamel Charlo brought him all the way up. It was supposed to be Jamal Charlo coming off of a layoff and mental health issues. But Jamel went all the way up 2 weight divisions. Munguía green, but really Munguía, as you can see, in my personal opinion, Munguía is a 160-pound fighter. He also won in a rematch against Bruno Surace earlier. When you look at Edgar Berlanga, nice, solid 168-pounder. That was a good, solid win when he fought Caleb Smith, and that was a good, solid win for me. But in reality, those are the type of fights that make Canelo special to me, that he can go up and compete at 168 pounds. But what I'm saying is, he's not a super big 168-pounder where, how can I say, where, it's insurmountable for a guy like Canelo to be able to beat him. And let's not forget, Canelo started his career at what? Was it 147 or 140? 140. Even though, yes, he's been fighting since he was, 14, 15 years old. And Crawford is the smaller, he's supposed to be the smaller fighter. He's the older fighter. But in reality, I just think that Crawford, if he can use the movement that William Scull had, be able to take the punches of Canelo, especially the body shots, because Canelo's going to try to wear him out there, and maintain his activity, his movement, then he has a really good chance to beat Canelo. I don't think he can hurt Canelo. I don't think he's going to stop Canelo. but I think that he can squeeze by with a decision. Tonight was not a good, it just wasn't a good performance by Canelo. In fact, it was the worst performance of Canelo's career. Win or lose. Like, he really did not do anything. And you can say it's because the school was running, but at the end of the day, Canelo, he's been known to be able to cut off the ring. So hold on. Let me find a graphic of these punch stats here. And I thought that it would have been I thought that the Saudis should have gave out free tickets to Canelo versus Scull if they couldn't sell it out. But however, once again, it's 7 o'clock in the morning over there. It's about 7:30 a.m. over there in the morning. Scull, let's see, punch. Let me see if I can find what the punch stats were for this fight. I'm talking about we already talked about it earlier, but I want to get the visual. Can't get it. Can't find it. Here we are, CompuBox. Boom. So they combined for 45. Wait a minute. Canelo and Scull combined to land. No, they didn't land. They threw 445 punches. The fewest in a 12-round fight in CompuBox history? Ew. So this card overall, this 2-night event between Haney Rolly. Hold on. Let me back up. I'm sorry, it's late. Between Teofimo Lopez, Honor Barboza, Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez, Ryan Garcia loses to Rolly Romero. You have Martin Bakole versus F.A. Ajagba, Jaime Munguía versus Bruno Surace, Badou Jack versus Noel Mikaelian, and Canelo versus William Scull. Both of these cards have been dreadful. They have been dreadful. You know who the biggest winner of the weekend is? Rolly Romero. If I was to rate this event on a scale of 1 to 10, let's go F to A or A to F. I'm going to rate this card a C-. No, that's too close to a D. I'm going to give it a C, just a straight C, not a C+, because that's too close to a B. Because there was some competitive fights between Bakole and F.A. and Mikaelian and Badou Jack and Munguía Surace, but it just didn't live up to the hype. Now, we knew Canelo versus Scull was going to be some bullshit, but at the end of the day, I just expected a little bit more. So at least we're getting, we got the announcement of Canelo versus Crawford in September. I can't wait to see all the build-up for that, even though we both know both guys are going to be super respectful, but I'm expected for it to be a media blitz with this event. Thank you for watching. I'm T Street Controversy with Fight View 360.